What's an easy way to elevate an already amazing American guitar? Well, throw some custom shop pickups in it, why not? Let's check out the Guitar exclusive Fender American Pro 2 Stratocaster with custom shop 69 pickups. If you've been watching our channel for any length of time, you'll have heard me say that I'm a bit of a self-confessed Fender fanboy. And actually, if you've been watching our channel for any length of time and you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing that. But as a self-confessed Fender fanboy, there's a few things that I particularly love about these instruments. You know, one being the sound, the other being the fact that Fenders can be kind of a bit of a palette to make your ultimate guitar. They're sort of made to be, you know, tinkered with. You can kind of swap bits out quite easily. The bolt-on neck, the pickups, and particularly that point there on the pickups is the one that I want to focus on a little bit today, as well as the neck, funnily enough, because this guitar that I've got on my lap right now, this is a Guitar exclusive Fender American Pro 2 Olympic White. Now, there's a couple of big differences with this particular guitar. But first and foremost, get it out of the way, all the kind of this, you know, the specs in regards to the normal American Pro 2 that you can get off of any guitar wall. There's not going to be much change with this. It's an older body. It's the deep C neck. It's got that really, really good feel to it, and it comes with a hard case and all that. But what we're going to be focusing on today is the pickups that are in this guitar and the neck. Now, to get the easy one right out of the way, first of all is the neck. It's got this absolutely stunning roasted maple deep C neck on it, as I mentioned. Now, this just feels great. It's a really, really well put together neck. And I mean, even just the grain on that as well just looks absolutely stunning. But the process of obviously roasting a maple neck is kind of to make it a little bit more durable. It's also going to be less susceptible to changes in humidity and temperature. But the main focus that I want to kind of look at with this particular guitar, and you may have heard it in the short intro there, this guitar is loaded with Fender Custom Shop 69 Strat pickups. Now, I could spend all day kind of describing what that sound is, but I think the best thing to do is let's just hear it again very, very quickly. Which, yeah, it's certainly giving that absolutely sort of pristine, crispy Strat sound that I think we all really, really love. And certainly there will be some folk out there that maybe don't love that, but, you know, why'd you click on a video of a Strat if you don't? But we're looking at, obviously, the difference in what that would make to kind of standard American Pro 2. Now, not to say that the V-Mod 2 pickups that are in the American Pro 2s are in any way, you know, kind of worse than that. I would just give it as a slightly different sort of like palette. Whereas these Custom Shop 69 are going to give you kind of a more vintage and a more kind of, I would almost call it like a somewhat unruly sort of sound as well. And you'll hear that when I move to a slightly more distorted tone, because those kind of older sounding pickups, they're not meant to, you know, be the most modern sounding thing in the world. Like those, you know, the V-Mod 2 that are in American Pro 2 standard. I've said 2 about a million times during this video already. But they're meant to cover a lot of bases and are meant to kind of, you know, give you that quintessential Fender sound, but that can kind of move into a lot of different genres. With these ones, what I'm immediately getting with this is like classic Strat sort of sound. So stuff like, let me turn my delay off, and actually I'll keep my reverb on as well. But you know, if you want that just like real kind of, almost kind of angry Strat sounds, go to your second position there, and then, you know, kind of hang on those classic sort of 7th chords. Throw a bit of crunch on there as well, or something like a Tube Screamer, and you're starting to get that kind of, again, just really like quite angry sort of sounding Strat, which has just got its own sort of vibe to it as well, you know. Certainly someone with a bit more Stevie Ray Vaughan chops could make that sort of scream that a little bit more as well. But where my kind of, I guess, preference with these sort of pickups come from is just like the dynamic responses that you're getting from it. So if I stick a little bit more echo on there as well, let's go up to that classic sort of Strat neck position. And I'll actually use my fingers for this as well, because I'm getting a little bit more kind of control with that. But if I just, you know, kind of something again similar that I was playing in the intro there, is if I kind of just like really use my touch quite sparingly, these pickups really react amazingly to it. I mean, just check this out. And that's that kind of like old school thing that I was talking about, in the sense of like, there's not so much compression going on with that. You're not getting like the same level of volume with each note. It really does react super well with dynamics and the way that you play, and whether you kind of switch between fingers in a pick, or if you're just really digging in with a pick as well. Obviously, if we're going more full kind of gain on that, you're going to kind of get just that kind of classic sort of Strat buzzy thing as well. But let's try it with proper kind of high gain here, see exactly what we're getting out of it. Which, yeah, you might want to stick maybe a noise gate in that if you're going to be kind of using that for any sort of other rhythm and stuff in any higher gain. But I don't know about you. Again, if you clicked on this video, you probably really love Strats as well. But that is just given such a sort of classic sort of sound to it, which only a Strat can really do. You know, if you compare that to, say, like a Telecaster bridge pickup, they're just completely two different animals, whereas the Telecaster can sort of fit into a lot more stuff. When you've got a real kind of classic set of like Strat pickups like that, there's no mistake in it. It sounds absolutely awesome. So that's about all I really wanted to say about this particular guitar. It was more just a highlight, just to kind of show how good these pickups were. I mean, I plugged this in very, very quickly just before we started filming, and immediately was just super inspired. And I think that's one thing that's quite a sort of key point that I want to make with it, that by no means should a guitar be a reason for you to be inspired, but if inspiration is what you get from it, then that's, you know, that's the whole point in it. By any means, you don't need to jump out and, you know, already, you know, go like, get this guitar. But if you have been considering an American Pro, then the fact that you do have an option that some of the bits are upgraded, some of the bits are quite unique, like the roasted maple neck on there with those custom shop 69 pickups as well, it might just give you that slightly different flavor that you've been looking for, you know, that's kind of going to bring songs or riffs out of you. You know, it makes me, certainly for me, it makes me just want to just play kind of like classic Strat-y sort of stuff. And one thing I really did forget to kind of touch on, just because I was so enamored with the sound of this, is the fact that this sort of blends that classic sound with a much more modern sensibilities, because this is your, I guess, American standard, if you want to consider that the sort of naming conventions for it, but it's obviously it's the American Pro too. But this has got all the kind of modern features that players around have been looking for in modern Fenders, but with that kind of classic sound. So kind of long story short, if you see this in the shop, give it a try, because it is really, really good. But thanks for checking the video out of the American Pro 2 with the custom shop 69 pickups, and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And as I mentioned, give us a subscribe and a like, because it really does help the channel. But until next time, I've been Kieran, and this has just been a very quick look at the Guitar Guitar exclusive Fender American Pro 2 with custom shop 69 pickups. Have a great day.